take on the Green Wave of Abington, who come in with a 10-1 record. Abington is the same team we beat last year in the preliminary rounds. I'm Pete Kenny, and tonight I'm joined once again by Mr. Jerry Potts. Jerry, how are you?
Great to be here, Pete. Great to be here. You can feel the energy here. It should be a great night for football.
Very exciting. Now, how do you see tonight's game panning out?
Well, Pete, I think there are going to be three keys for Medfield. First of all, get ahead and stay ahead early. This is a team that doesn't have an explosive offense. They really rely on a ground control, time of possession kind of game, and if Abington is able to score some quick touchdowns, it's going to be harder for Medfield to come back. That leads to the second key, control the line of scrimmage. Both the offensive and defensive lines of scrimmage are going to be critical. Medfield's done a great job. That's why they're here tonight at Stonehill College, WB Mason Field, because they've been able to dominate the line of scrimmage against some very good teams this year. Finally, Pete, and it ties a little bit into the first one, they've got to minimize mistakes.
Yep.
Keep control of the ball, no foolish penalties, don't extend drives for Abington, get them off the field when you can. And more importantly, hold on to the ball. Because again, if they have turnovers in their own zone, 25-yard line, they're not the kind of offense that can come back and explode for 25 points.
Right. I think absolutely right, because Medfield has to control the ball, and thereby controlling the clock. And tonight we're only going to have 10-minute quarters as well, so that might bode well for Medfield.
So you'll have a little extra time to run and get your popcorn in between is the key.
Well, they're just about ready to introduce the team here. I think we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back in just a moment. You're watching Medfield TV. Okay, the captains are out there in the middle of the field doing their traditional shaking of hands and doing the coin flip. There's Pat McClay out there, Andrew Collins, Michael Welsh, and Chris Ripp, the Medfield captains. And it looks like Medfield is going to receive the kick. They will be defending the right-hand goal. Medfield's in there white and white, and I tell you, it looks like playoff football. They are ready to go, Jerry.
Yeah, Pete, I think what's interesting about these two teams, a lot of similarities. You're going to see a lot of people touch the ball for Medfield as you have all season long. You've got the multi-headed monster to stop on the ground. The same thing for Abington. They've got some proven players, the sophomore Christian LaPointe, Tona Giannini, the senior running back, and Keith Faxon. You're going to see them getting the ball a lot. Those are their leading scorers, and we can expect that they're going to be not only grinding some yards, but also some trick plays, a little bit more explosive, and probably not like a lot of teams Medfield's seen so far this year. Maybe Holliston as far as maybe opening up a little bit.
We're getting ready for the national anthem now.
For our national anthem.
Gotta coordinate that. I don't think they told each other they were each gonna do it. Well, it's nice to see the Medfield marching band down here in Stonehill College. We're in Northeastern tonight. It's a relatively warm evening, surprisingly enough. Must be, high 30s, you say?
Yeah, last night it was looking to be in the 20s, but it's definitely a nice night for football. Weather will not be a factor. There isn't a cloud in the sky. There's no wind whatsoever. So, and for Medfield, when you're running it 35, 40, 45 times a game, the wind isn't going to be the issue. So, but it should be a great football game, Pete. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. Beautiful looking facility down here at Stonehill College. Beautiful field, looks just like Medfield's field at Calvin Fisher Memorial Field. Nice track.
And I think the shrimp platter for the, oh no, they didn't have the shrimp platter for the announcers, but you know, maybe next year if there's another Super Bowl.
Maybe Saturday.
Maybe Saturday, there you go.
Well, looks like we're just about ready. Medfield set to return the opening kickoff here in the MIAA elimination game here. The winner of tonight's game is going to play at Foxborough Stadium on Saturday in the Division III Championship. Medfield is, of course, the Super Bowl defending champions, having won the Tri-Valley League 2 years in a row now. And here we go. The kick goes away, comes down around the 20-yard line, picked up by Medfield, right up to about the 30, to the 35 as he gets forced out of bounds along the far sideline.
Well, they're going to start with some pretty good field position, a squib kick, bringing it out to, looks like the 36-yard line.
Jake Kramer on the return for Medfield.
That was Jake Kramer on the return from Medfield, number 15. He's always back with Harry Bedosian. And Medfield's going to take over. This is the game that gets you to the Super Bowl. Got an altered diesel backfield. Swain pitches to Drew Darnley to the left. He's got some room. He puts his head down. He's up over the 40-yard line.
Pete, we talked about this, you know, repeatedly through the season, that most teams that are trying to defend that are putting 10 people in the block, in the box. You had 10 players within 4 yards of the line of scrimmage, and Donnelly's still able, with a great offensive line push and the ability to create some hauls, able to pick up 5 yards.
Well, he's very good on first down in particular. No, Drew's averaging, I think, 5.7 yards a carry on the season. Brings up a 2nd down and 5. Donnelly pitches to Hostovsky, running right. He slips in the backfield. He's going to lose about 4 on that one. Lost his footing. That was too bad. Hostovsky has really added quite a burst for Medfield here the last 3 weeks. He's a little bit faster, I think. He's got the ability to run and take it to the outside, Jerry.
Well, you know, 3 distinct periods. The Donnelly period for the first third of the season, then you saw Pete Gumas take over, and then Hostovsky, you know, towards the end of the season. But it really shows the number of tools that they had, the Medfield offense has at their disposal.
Absolutely. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8. Ball's about the 36-yard line. Swain back to pass. He's under pressure, and down he goes. Pressure right up the middle. I don't know if that was a blitz, but he came in clean, took Swain right down and puts him in a 4th down, deep in their own territory. Ball's going to be marked about the 27-yard line. A loss of 9 on the play. Andre Abahala into punt. He's standing about his own 15-yard line. There's the snap, gets a kick away, and it's a good kick, driving him back to his 36-yard line. Bring it up the far sideline, and he gets ridden out of bounds about the 50-yard line, where the Green Wave will take over.
Number 28, Tony Giannini on the return for Abington.
Well, Peter's unfortunate. You know, Abahala did a nice job of getting a high kick. You know, good hang time, and they were within inches of making a tackle and stopping him from any gain, and he was able to turn the corner and pick up about 15 on the return.
Yeah, it was a nice return there for Abington. Now Abington comes to the line. They have 2 backs in the backfield, split receiver to the left, slot to the right. Hand off in the backfield. He is stacked up in the backfield with a wave of blue shirts. Running the ball right there was Tony Giannini.
No gain.
Tony's a senior running back linebacker, one of their big threats here at Abington. Giannini has 7 touchdowns so far this season. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12. Ball's about the 49-yard line in Medfield territory. Percolis under center, the halfback flare. That was a flanker pass over here to the right-hand side. Well executed.
Number 7, Tyler Hitchcock.
Picked up about 1 yard.
I think, Pete, one thing they're gonna find out about Medfield, and this has been the case really throughout the course of the entire year, is they're a disciplined team, players being where they're supposed to be. It's a smart team, a well-coached team, and good athletes. So when you've got that kind of discipline, that's what gets you into a game like this.
So it's a third down and about 11.
Looks like they might be bringing the blitz.
Straight back to pass.
Screen pass.
This interior screen. Oh, it is blown up there in the middle by Andrew Collins. Took out the lead blocker and took them all down.
Pass is complete to number 28, Tony Giannini.
Andrew, big AC, Andrew Collins there in the middle, number 55. Captain, quad captain, and leader on the defense. It's going to bring down a fourth down and about 4. Ball's marked about the 42-yard line.
Well, Peter, you know, it was an outstanding job of Collins about blowing that up because he was the only Medfield shirt there. And they had the blitz coming. It was a good call by their offensive coordinator. But, again, Medfield making the play when they needed to.
Green Wave has got to go for it here in fourth down. 4th and 4. Percolis under center. Goes back to pass. He's looking down the middle of the field. He's wide open.
He bounced it.
Underthrown. Jerry, there's a rarity. Someone got behind the Medfield defense. I don't know what happened on that.
Well, they had the play action, Pete, and it definitely froze the secondary, and they looked to be looking in the backfield, and the receiver cut right through, found a seam, and he was wide open.
I'd go along with that. Well, Medfield's going to take over on downs here. Nice job by the Warriors as they're going to take it 1st and 10 from their 42-yard line, and we are going diesel offense. Drew Donnelly on this side, Harry Bedosia on the other side. Peter Gomez, the ball carrier. Bursts up the middle is good for 7 or 8 on 1st down. That's Pete Gomez.
Number 27, Peter Gomez on the carry.
You know, I think you can look at something like the diesel and look at all the different combinations and bring your defense in, but until you actually face it, the amount of deception that's going on, it seems like such a simple offense, but whether it's Bedosian or whether it's Gomez or you've got Donnelly or, you know, you got players that can make plays who can get the ball in this.
Brings up a 2nd down and about 6. Donnelly, the ball carrier, might have lost a couple on that play. I wanted to say that Peter Gomez so far in the season's got 639 yards. He's averaging 5.6 yards a carry with 8 touchdowns, Jerry. Count them, 8 touchdowns.
Not expecting that again. And from a fullback, you wouldn't necessarily expect that. He's a tough kid, fast runner, able to find the seam. So, you know, while they technically list him as a fullback, he really has halfback, you know, running back chops for sure.
That's a 3rd down and about 6. Swain, a broken play, keeps it himself. Is almost enough for the 1st down. He's going to be close. Looked like a broken play there. It looked like he was going to option the ball off, and he kept it himself. All depends on the spot. Doesn't look like a great spot. Looks like 4th and about 1 from the 49-yard line.
4th down and 1.
Talk about keeping the play in the middle of the field. They certainly are in these last 2 drives.
Yeah, you know, it did look like a tough spot, but you know, you're hoping in this plays to Medfield's strength and they can pick up this yard. Gomez.
Swain hands off to Gomez, and he's got it up for the 1st down.
Number 27, Peter Gomez.
It's that diesel offense once again, and it's interesting, Jerry. The fullback is so close behind the quarterback. I don't think they can see who's got the ball.
Well, and that's the key to it. You know, Swain, while he hasn't passed a lot during the course of the season, the one thing that he's done consistently well all season has been the ability for him to be able to manage what is a very complicated, you know, you got some air traffic control behind him, you know, having to manage, you know, the handoffs for the diesel.
1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Swain hands off to Harry Bedosia and fights his way up to about the 45-yard line. Pickup of a couple there on 1st down. Medfield's out in their white with white here tonight with the baby blue helmets. Green Wave is obviously in green with the white lettering. Brings up a 2nd down and 8. Here early in the 1st quarter. About 3:20 left here in the 1st quarter. As I mentioned earlier, 10-minute quarters tonight.
Oh, they got the big boys in the backfield. Power eye right.
Full house,
Bring
big
the beef.
house. And Drew Donnelly's got some room. Brings it down about the 42-yard line.
Andrew Donnelly on the carry. A 3-yard gain.
It's pretty exciting when they get those big guys in the backfield leading the charge. When they get 3 or 4 yard head of steam, wouldn't want to get in the way.
Well, you know, there looks like there's an injury here, and with that kind of meat coming at you, double barrel meat here. So that's they've got a power eye right on a formation like that where they've got 2 lead blockers that are both really linemen.
Right.
And
one's 220, one's 240.
so that's a lot of momentum to be able to have to stop. And in a game like this where they're trying to control a line of scrimmage, nice to be able to have that option. They go to it again.
Brings that 3rd and 5 with a full house backfield. Swain pitches to Hostovsky, running to his right. He's got some room. And he gets dragged down about the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down and about 3. Got past the first man, but he was dragged down by the linebacker.
It looked like something was going to open up there, Pete. There was the cornerback did a nice job for them of forcing him back inside, but it did look like there was a little bit more opening there that he might have been able to take advantage of. You know, we've seen it a bunch this season in a scenario like this, the pooch punt.
I'm just looking to see the personnel, Jerry.
But that ain't a pooch.
There.
No, they're bringing the big dogs. They're leaving the pooch on the sideline. The dogs are in.
Diesel offense, ball's on the 40-yard line. They need 2. Sway goes back to pass. He's got some time. Wide open.
Wide open.
I'm sorry, I missed the number. That ball is down about the 32-yard line.
Like Goomis?
That is Peter Goomis with a catch. Brings up, that was a big first down, biggest play of the day so far for Medfield. Warriors are going to have 1st and 10 at their own, at the
really
Abington,
well constructed play, Pete.
at the Abington 32-yard line. Diesel offense, Pedozzi on this side, Donnelly other side. Swain's going to keep it himself. He just turns, lowers his head and runs. Gets it up over the 30. There's a pickup of about 4 there on 1st down. Luke Swain, he's a tough kid. He likes running up the middle, too. Tells me he catches up sleeping sometimes.
Well, we've seen it a number of times, Pete, where they're so over-concerned about a Bedozian or Donnelly or Hostovsky or a Goomis that he's able to find that crease as the line separates.
Well, that's just it. With 4 quality running backs, and you throw Luke Swain into the mix, too, it's really tough to key on anyone at all. Bring up a 2nd down and about 7. Ball's marked just at the 30-yard line. It's Diesel offense. Swain straight back to pass. He's looking left. He's looking right. He's
Dump it.
Everyone was covered. He wasn't able to get rid of the ball. That was a huge loss of the play, a loss of about 12. It's a sign of inexperience there. When nobody's open, you just got to get rid of that ball.
Well, and Pete, I know he probably didn't want to take a intentional grounding call, but when the play first opened, Donnelly found a seam and had his hand up and was waving for the ball. It would have taken a quick release, but he was open in that seam. And again, the passing, what they're trying to, hope for Medfield when they're running this diesel formation is they're hoping that they can catch Abington so close to the line that someone's wide open.
Right.
And they, after getting burned on that last 4th down when they picked it up to Goomis, this time they did a nice job of dropping back into coverage, but it was his own coverage. Donnelly was wide open in the seam. So got to look a little faster, I think, to be able to hit a play like that. A good call, but you got to know that it's a 1, 2, 3. If he's not open, you're going to need to get rid of the ball.
That's just it. You got to get rid of the ball quickly. You got to set this play up a little quicker than we've been seeing. Too bad. It was a big loss on the play. Loss of 12. And it's the end of the first quarter with no score. Abington nothing, Medfield nothing. Medfield has the ball. It's going to be a 3rd down and, I don't know, 3rd and forever. Well,
it won't matter. This is 2-down territory anyway because they're, if they went for it at the 40 before, they're going to go for it. If they can get half of this, they're going to go for it to try to pick it up. This game is quickly becoming, at least if you're looking at the first quarter, 13 plays for Medfield. And with that loss, unfortunately, they went from having some positive yardage to really only having about positive, 8 yards, believe it or not. That's what a 15-yard loss can do. But compare that to only 4 plays for Abington. That's the kind of game plan that Medfield's going to be pretty happy with if they can keep it going.
Yeah, I agree with that. So it brings up a 3rd down and 21. The ball's marked about the 42-yard line. Got regular full house backfield. Swain running back to pass. got a man wide open. That's Peter Gubis up to about the 35-yard line. He gets almost up to the 33-yard line. Nice job there by Luke. He had pressure on top of him, and he quickly got rid of that ball and made the reception.
You know, they've done that a couple of times this year where they've rolled Swaim out to the left side, and it looks like he's made the adjustment. That was a nice ball. He got it out quickly. He had pressure in his face. Big play here. 4th and 12, and we'll see what Medfield's got up their sleeve here.
Well, the Warriors are moving their way into the green wave territory. Ball's marked about the 34-yard line. 4th and 12. Swain rolling to his right. He's got some time. Got to get rid of that ball. Nice effort there to sideline by Peter Gomez, but he didn't quite come up with it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't care. Other than the stats, you don't really care if that ball is intercepted. It's 4th down. If you're not going to pick up the 1st down, the one thing you can't take is the sack at the 50-yard line or, into Medfield territory. So in a field position type of game, ball control type of game that you're hoping this is going to turn out, a play like that is critical in that you just didn't take the sack. So good move by Swaim.
Yeah, I'd have to go along with that. Jerry, it's interesting. I can feel how short these quarters are already. I'm looking for a turnover.
That's why I'm talking faster.
I'm looking for a turnover. Handoff goes to the second man through. That looked like Tyler Hitchcock, the junior, number 7, running with the ball. Medfield stuffed him. It was a pickup of about 2. It's going to bring it up. Pick up about 4. We'll give it to 2nd and 6. Oh, that's Christian Lapointe, number 9, the sophomore.
Yeah, Lapointe is a sophomore, with an impressive backfield, junior and senior. He's definitely been a key for them.
The strong right formation, dive play right off tackle. Medfield did a nice job of that, stopped him about the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and a long 3. Call it a long 3. Ball's marked at the Abington, just about the 40-yard line. It's a big play here early on in the game for Medfield. They really got to stop this. Perskles under center. Hands off.
Excellent play.
Background. That's Andrew Collins and Captain Chris Ripp, the 2 captains in on the play. Nice penetration by the Medfield front 7.
Well, we said it, Pete. The offensive and defensive lines for Medfield all season long against high-power offenses like Holliston have been able to control the line of scrimmage, have been able to keep the ball control, and we're seeing it here so far where, in this situation, Medfield was able to, and I'm looking on whether or not they are lining up to punt, although in a game like this, you never know.
I believe that's Kristen Lapointe back to punt. He's standing. He's going to be kicking from about his 30-yard line. We have Jake Kramer and Harry Bedozian deep for Medfield. Gets away a nice kick. It's coming down to Kramer about the 30-yard line. Took a big hit there. Couldn't quite get around the outside, but Medfield's going to take over 1st and 10 at about the 34-yard line.
Number 15, Jake Kramer on the return. Medfield will take over 1st down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Jerry, I can just feel how short this game is. Time is slipping away here. We're already down to the 7-minute mark.
Well, and again, against a high-powered offense, Abington comes into the game scoring almost 24 points a game. Both defenses have kept the opponents on average in single digits, but if you look at what Medfield's been able to do in games when they've been successful, control the line, control the tempo of the game, and this is really playing into Medfield's strengths.
Swain's going to keep it. He's got a man open. In and out of the hands of Pete Goumas over there on the sidelines. Good job by Luke Swain to get rid of that ball. Once again, he had a linebacker right on top of him.
Well, and Swain not only had someone right in his grill, but he put the ball right into the hands. It was an outstanding pass, and that could have come out to be a little bit dangerous because he was covered. But
let's go bring up a 2nd down and 10. The ball still at the 35-yard line. It's an altered diesel formation. Handoff's going to go to Drew Donnelly. Gets hit right at the line of scrimmage and knocked out. He's picked up nothing on that play. Might have lost a yard. Donnelly was the second man through as following the ball fakes there, and he just couldn't get around to the left.
Well, it's something you don't see too often because he took a hit, and usually he's driving the pile forward, and he actually heck of a hit by Walsh on that knocking Donnelly back. I have not seen that this year.
Brings up a 3rd down and 9 for the Warriors. Ball's about the 35, 36-yard line. As I said, 3rd and 9. Medfield spreading him out here with 3 receivers in
Bringing
the
the
pattern.
blitz.
And Swain has ties. He throws deep.
That's
up.
interference.
Pass interference on the far side. I don't see any flags.
That's
impeding the progress of the receiver.
yeah. I'm not sure what the refs were looking at there, but he clearly impeded him in being able to run down the field.
Clearly, that's too bad. It was one of the better balls Swain has thrown. That was a long ball down the field.
Well, and I like what they're doing. You know, I like the fact that they're mixing it up enough with the pass to be able to hopefully soften up the run.
Yeah, I go along with that. Abahala back to do the punting. There's pressure. It gets away a good
a great punt.
Ball coming down around the 30-yard line where he's
what a tackle! What a tackle by Warren!
An awesome job of special teams by sophomore Chris Warren. Took him down. Big Mike Welch is right in there as well, along with Captain Pat McClay. Pins the Abington Green Wave back at their own 29-yard line with 6:06 left here in the second quarter.
Well, Pete, we were talking, and you mentioned this before the game, the role of special teams and how important you thought it was going to be for this game. And I couldn't agree more. A play like that, where you've got a great punt, great coverage, really sets them up nicely. A little misdirection here.
Perskell is going to keep it himself. He fires once again at the feet of his receiver. Yeah, he seemed to have the protection. He rolls out and buys himself a little more time, but this twice he's seen him fire it right at the feet of his receiver. Nice job by the Warriors.
Other than the one screen pass and the quick flanker pass, you know, he misfired on a wide open receiver downfield, and that was a makeable throw. That was not a long throw, and he threw it about ankle level to the guy who was about 10 feet in front of the guy he should have been thrown to.
Yeah. So that brings up down 2nd down and 10. The ball still at the 29-yard line. Abington spread on both sides. Straight back to pass, looking straight down the middle.
Oh.
He was really tagged there in the middle of the field as Drew Donnelly and Pat McClay laying the hammer to the receiver. Just got to remember that one, Jerry, coming across the middle next time.
That's one where they call the skinny post again, and you go, I'm going the fat sideline.
It's been a good series of downs here for the Medfield defense. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. They haven't gained anything yet. Ball's at the 29-yard line.
Well, I'll tell you, Pete, from what I'm seeing so far, this quarterback for them, you know, I'm not seeing the accuracy. And I'll tell you, this secondary for Medfield is opportunistic.
Looks like a 4-3 defense
Another
for Medfield.
screen.
There's big pressure. Good call there, Jerry. And it's complete up to about the 40-yard line. Breaks the tackle to the 45. That's Kristen LaPointe on the screen pass. He gets it up to about the 49-yard line. A big pickup on 20.
Well, Pete, you know, obviously they tried the screen earlier. We mentioned Collins was the only thing standing between him and a big gain, and there was no Collins this time. That was a well-executed screen pass. Caught the Medfield defense being overly aggressive.
Ball's marked at the 48-yard line of Abington. Percolis under center, hands off to the first man through. Once again, Kristen LaPointe. He's a good-looking sophomore carrying the ball.
Taken down by number 9.
Pickup of about 7. Looks like a 2nd down and 3. Ball's marked at the 44-yard line. Abington seeming to move the ball a little bit. 2 backs in the backfield, split receiver to the right. Perskell is under center, calling signals. Hand over, he's taken down in the backfield by big Mike Welsh. Nice job by the captain. Shot the gap, took him down in the backfield for a loss.
Taken down by number 62, Michael Welsh.
Welsh did a great job of surging through, shot the gap, and was able to create a 1-yard loss in what was a big play.
I can't get over how fast this game is going, Jerry, with the ground control game in the short quarters. So bring up a third down and about 3 for Abington. At the ball is marked about the 45-yard line. Pericles under
It's a
center.
run blitz.
And that's going to be enough for an Abington first down. Drives off tackle. He's got a quick first step, that LaPointe.
Good for an Abington first down.
You know, Medfield all year on defense has been aggressive. You know, they really pride themselves on not only controlling the line, but also being able to surge through, get some pressure on the blitz that time. The only challenge with that is if they catch a seam. And then LaPointe seems to be quick enough that he's able to find that seam in that situation, picking up 5 yards.
So it's going to bring up an Abington first down. The ball's marked at the Medfield 40-yard line. Medfield with a 5-man front. That's a screen pass. Jump on that ball.
That ball's live.
That's a live
That ball is live.
It looks like Captain Chris Rip jumped right on it. That was a lateral.
What an
backward pass.
outstanding job by Medfield, and not only recognizing that ball was a lateral, but getting down on it. You know, the Abington receiver gave up on that play, and the Medfield was all over that. There wasn't just, let's see, who ended up picking that one up here?
Captain Chris Rip.
Not only was Rip there, but there were 2 other Medfield players right there. This is the kind of thing that really great energy for Medfield to be able to cause a turnover.
And as you often say, good coaching there. That defines good coaching, to know what the situation is and what you got to do, and you got to grab the ball. Medfield, 1st and 10. They got to spread him out. Swain straight back. He's going to pass. He's under pressure, and down he goes. There is pressure coming from the left side of the Medfield offensive line. Another big loss there in the passing game.
Down by number 63, Kalanje Kabongo.
You know, we've watched a lot of football this year, and I like being able to change it up a bit and maybe be unpredictable, but this is now the 3rd sack of more than 10 yards so far. So when the passing game in a situation like this is actually driving you back more than 35 yards, you know, you got to be thinking.
Spread formation once again, 4 backs in the pattern. That ball's complete up just shy of the 50-yard line. Nice grab there by Harry Bedosian.
Number 4, Harry Odesian.
I don't know, picked up 10 or 12 there. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. The ball is marked at the Medfield 47-yard line. That was a nice play. He got rid of the ball quickly, and he had to.
That's the key. You know, and the plays when he's in the shotgun, he's a little more time. You know, when he's taking it and rolling back, that seems to be causing some challenges.
Swain in the shotgun once again. He's got protection. He's looking deep down the left-hand side. You know, I still go back to the previous long ball down the other side. That was a terrible non-call.
Yeah, they went back for it, you know, because I think last time they thought they were open. This is a surprising Medfield offense. You know, I give them credit for opening it up a little bit. But it seems like, you know, their bread and butter has been the ball control, to being able to pick up yardage, because, you know, really Abington, other than the sacks, has not been forcing them into situations where they're losing yards. So it's really been the sacks that have hurt their overall rushing defense.
Abahala to get it away. Ball's coming down about the 25-yard line, rolling to around the 20. Inside the 20, a nice midfield roll there. It's going to go out of bounds about the 16-yard line, where it's down there by Chris Warren.
Down at the 16-yard line.
It's about a 45-yard kick.
Well, Andre Abahala has had a good season all season long. He's been very careful with the ball. He's able to angle that ball to the sidelines. He's done a very good job. But Abington is going to take over 1st and 10 with 2:18 left here in the first half. With still no score, we're at Stonehill College in the MIAA tournament game. Percoles comes under center. Abington spreads him out. It's a draw play, and it's a big seam.
Nice tackle.
Nice tackle by Harry Bedosian. Came up, made the tackle, got him down about the 23-yard line.
Point on the carry.
It's a well-executed draw play.
But, you know, Pete, that's something that Medfield, I think, is willing to give up. You know, what you don't want to give up is the 25, 30, 35-yard pass. So,
Absolutely.
You know, if they want to do these 6, 7, 8-yard little draw plays for the next 2 minutes, more power to them. Medfield will take that. Starting at the 16, at least it gives them a little bit more room. But, I don't think Medfield's unhappy not to see the ball going long.
No, I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. Well, the entire defensive team is over there out on the field meeting with the coaching staff. Coach Mike Slayson, Coach Eric Ornberger, the defensive coordinator, he's right out there in the middle. He said it's a very well and disciplined team, this Medfield Warrior team. They tend to be in the right positions, and they play heads-up ball.
So the three key plays so far that we've seen Abington being able to take advantage of Medfield: 2 screen passes, the draw play here. Really taking advantage of Medfield, their aggressiveness on offense, and it's a good offensive game plan. Whether it's sustainable or not, because at some point they're going to figure out, that they've got to lay back a little bit, especially on the screen passes. Keep someone in the middle. Make sure you got someone to be able to stay in position to be able to make sure that doesn't bust out into a big play.
Okay, it's going to be a second down and about 2. The ball's marked about 37-yard line. There's a shovel pass. The ball's on the ground.
No, that's a forward pass. That's an incompletion.
Yeah, I guess that was a forward pass, not a very pretty one.
Well, other than the 3 Medfield Warriors that were waiting for him, it was probably a pretty smart move actually to drop that ball.
Yep, it's going to bring up a third down and a long 2 for Abington. Ball's at the 29-yard line of Medfield here on the near hash mark. Abington, strong right formation, split receiver to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Pericles, quick look-in pass. Right behind his receiver. I mean, that's a look-in pass, and the receiver was already past the spot. It's going to bring up a 4th down. This is just what Medfield can use, get the ball back here with 2 minutes left.
I thank you for the incompletion. Stop the clock, and they should get the ball inside of the 50-yard line. Would be nice to see Medfield put some points on the board to finish this half.
Back deep for Medfield is Jake Kramer on the near side, Harry Bedosian on the far side. They're both standing just about their 50-yard line. Ready to punt for Abington. There's some pressure. Kramer going to take this one at his own 45.
Oh, no.
He drops the ball and falls right on it. He's an excitable player, that Jake Kramer. We made a nice grab on the ball. I think there might have been getting a step ahead of himself in that particular play, but no harm done. He's able to fall on the ball. Medfield's going to take over at their own 43-yard line.
God bless the benevolent AstroTurf bounce. That came right back up, and Lord knows that the gods and goddesses of AstroTurf could have sent that anywhere, so we thank them.
We got 1:53 left here in the second quarter. No score yet. Swain straight back to pass. He's got protection. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to run right.
Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. Nice job. Nice job.
And out of bounds.
Pick up 5 yards. 6. See where they mark it. Yeah, he picked up 7. Oh, no. 6 yards.
5-yard gain brings up a second down and 5.
He had a lot of time that time, but nobody was open. Good play by Luke to try to get the ball out of bounds to stop the clock once again with 1:44 left here in the second quarter. Swain back into the huddle. He's got the play from Coach Nick Stevens and Coach Mike Slayson on the sidelines. We got Chris Ripp and Harry Bedosian split this side. Drew Donnelly and Pat McClay on the other side. Looks like Max Zuccarini in the backfield. Peter Gomez, Swain back to pass. He's
wide open.
Drew Donnelly.
Oh,
he drops the ball, but Drew Donnelly.
Looks like he fell on it.
He's going to have the first down at about the 34-yard line. Biggest play of the day here for the Warriors. As the waning moments here, the second quarter.
If you would tell me that they would have almost 60 yards passing and not even positive yardage running because of the sacks, I would have never believed it. And I'm pretty gullible.
I'm having trouble believing it myself. 1:33 left. The ball's at the 33-yard line. Swain in shotgun formation. 4 receivers in the pattern. He's got protection again. He's rolling right.
No.
He's just throwing that ball out of bounds to stop the clock once again. He was thinking about Abahala, but that ball was just going out of bounds to stop the clock.
With 3 timeouts left, again, it'll be interesting to see. We've seen Medfield change game plans at halftime where, they open it up in the first half, come back and grind it out in the second half. Here they started, the first couple of drives more grinding it out, and now they've really opened it up.
They sure have.
It's the Not the West Coast offense. It must be the West Suburban offense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it today.
Well, they're playing a style we haven't seen all year long. Here we are, spread formation once again. One back in the backfield, Swain in shotgun formation. Donnelly cuts in front of him. Swain's got
Oh,
to keep
nice
it, run
play.
off,
What a
tackle.
nice
A
play.
beautiful block
He
on the
could
left
go all
side.
the way.
Luke
Oh,
Swain
what a
is
play. What a play.
Luke Swain knocked out of bounds at a 3-yard line. A tremendous play from the 33-yard line. So it was a great block on the outside. I'm not sure who threw it. It might have been Chris Ripp.
Gain by Swain gives Medfield a first down.
So that's going to be
What a
first-
huge play.
That's going to be first and goal for the Warriors with just over a minute here left in the first half.
Outstanding call. You know, they've been doing such a good job of dropping back into coverage and spreading them out, and what a great read. He faked the handoff, opened up wide, saw the green, and ran for it, and I don't mean the green wave.
Swain under center here, two backs in the backfield. Swain's going to keep it himself. Can't get it out to the outside. And he's going to lose a few on that one. He's going to get tackled down about the 7-yard line. Pretty good idea. I like the idea.
Tim O'Brien.
But Abington was able to penetrate the blocking and was able to get to the quarterback. So it's going to be a 2nd and goal from the 7 now. Looks like there's a timeout on the field. We have 1 minute left in the half. Medfield threatening, no score yet.
Well, he tried to run the option and faked the handoff to Donnelly. Donnelly wasn't able to get out in front and block, and you got to give the Abington defense credit. They stayed at home and were able to push him outside.
Restrooms are also available behind the bleachers.
Joe Theodore?
No.
Oh, Kabongo. Yeah.
Abington coming back out on the field, going to take their positions. As I said, it's a 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. No score here in the MIAA tournament game down at Stonehill College. Medfield Warriors against the Abington Green Wave. Swain in shotgun formation with 4 men in the pattern. Hands off to Drew Donnelly. He's running to his left, and Donnelly is
Touchdown!
in for the score. Medfield goes up 6-0 with 55 seconds to go in the first half.
He picked up a head of steam, Pete, and we mentioned earlier that when he gets a head of steam going, you don't see him bounce back too often, and there was no denying him. He was going to get over that line, running downhill, running tough. Great job.
That's the Drew Donnelly we've been watching all year long. He gets his body pitched forward, and he's able to deliver the blow, and he delivered a blow at the goal line.
Well, I have to admit, Pete, of one of my initial comments about a non-explosive offense, they moved the ball almost 60 yards in about a minute, a little over a minute. So I don't know what I was talking about. Clearly, this is the run-and-gun Medfield Warriors.
Two big Luke Swain plays. Medfield going for 2. Swain back in the pattern. Got a man open. It falls incomplete. Abahala could not come up with that grab. The ball is very, very low. But Medfield takes the lead here with 55 seconds left in the first half. 6-0.
Nice to come away with the points there, Pete.
Absolutely. That was one of the best drives of the season for Luke Swain. He carried the ball twice and really made the great play on the quarterback keeper running to the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, outstanding job. And, they really, again, they've mixed it up well. There have been some nice passing plays. You had the 30-yard completion to Donnelly that set it up that drive, which was really, a key play. And then he ran it for 32 to be able to get it down into striking distance against the Green Wave.
Great way to close out the first half if they can just take care of business here in the last 55 seconds. Andrew Reinhardt getting ready to kick it off.
I got to also say, Pete, for the Abington side of it, to be putting LaPointe, I think he might have touched the ball 2/3 of the offensive plays so far for, the non-passing plays. But even some of the passing plays, for a sophomore, that's a pretty remarkable thing to see.
Abington fields it about the 15. They get up to the 25. There's a seam. And he goes down about the 45-yard line, but there was a big seam there. A nice return of about 20 yards for the Green Wave. They have 48 seconds left here in the first half to do something.
1st and 10.
It's the Medfield
Not what you're hoping.
Medfield defense taking the field once again. Secondary is giving it a couple extra yards there. They're backpedaling just a little bit. See Goomis and Collins and Jake Kramer, the linebackers in there. Pericles under center. He's looking to throw in the flank. That was good, Jerry. He looked to the right and he turned back and threw to the left.
Andre Albahala did a fantastic job of reading that. If you see Pete, he read it right away, forced him to have to swing the pass further out to LaPointe. Really did a great job of extending that play out, making it a much harder throw.
Well, that's his job, and he did a very good job of it. He's a smart player. He was explaining how the defensive end reads the V of the neck of the offensive player, see whether he's going to come in for a pass, blocking, or an aggressive push down the field. Back to pass. He's going straight down the middle.
That's an interception.
Drew Donnelly.
Donnelly wants that one back.
Drew Donnelly broke that one up. It was a good-looking pass. He was covered at 2 men on him, but Donnelly was able to knock that ball away. Brings up a 3rd and 10 with just 39 seconds left here in the first half. Midfield up 6-0.
I have to say their quarterback, he's been floating a lot of balls out there, and I don't know if it's nerves, the cold. I haven't seen enough of Abington to be able to figure it out. But Luke Swain has really done a much better job of getting some drive on the balls he's been throwing.
Abington back to pass again. He's got pressure. That one's blocked and intercepted. Medfield intercepts the ball at the 48-yard line. That ball was blocked and intercepted.
By number 22,
Matt Zuccarini.
I don't know, Pete, if this is where not having instant replay. I don't know who got the hand up to block that. I don't know if it was Collins coming up. I don't know who was coming up the middle.
It was definitely straight up the middle, though.
And you could hear the thud from up here.
I was
so
going to say.
Whoever did it is not going to be able to clinch his fist for about a week. So
a nice job by Max Zuccarini as a nickelback to be able to get that. Swain in shotgun formation. He's got 33 seconds. Medfield up 6-0. Are they going to go for more? Down the sideline. That ball looks to be complete to Peter Goomis. That's another Medfield first down. The ball's down about the 36-yard line.
Might be Donnelly out there.
Drew Donnelly, absolutely. Yeah, Luke Swain is really playing beside himself tonight, out of his own head.
I don't know who said they don't open it up. This is an explosive.
They haven't opened it up all year long, not like this.
I think Luke watching the Tom Brady DVD has inspired him to a higher level of. We're looking at probably more passes today than they've had in the last 3 games.
I'd go along with that.
And a half of football.
Medfield is a running, dominant run team. They control the clock. They control the ball. 3 yards on a cloud of dust, but not tonight. Whole new ball game here in the tournament. This would be the state tournament to qualify for the Division III Super Bowl, which Medfield, of course, is the defending champions.
Well, last year Abington was, I don't want to say it derogatorily, the speed bump to get there. This year is a much closer game. I would love to see some more points here because, I can't imagine with seeing LaPointe and some of the weapons that they've got that, this offense, I think, can move the ball for Abington.
Swain's back in shotgun formation. He's looking left. He's throwing left. Just out of bounds. Looking for Pat McClay on the far side. Just couldn't make the connection on that one. 24 seconds left here in the first half. Ball's marked at the 36-yard line at the far hash mark. And Jerry, this would be an awesome time to put some points on the board.
Well, again, I'm sure they looked at a lot of film. I'm sure Abington was not expecting double slots.
Swain back to pass again. He's got protection. He's looking down.
He's open.
He's got a man open.
Oh, what a defensive play.
That ball was caught.
He's out of bounds.
Out of bounds. Almost intercepted down there on the 15-yard line.
Broken up on the play by number 31.
I guess that's one of those moments where he threw it where no one could catch it.
Well, I'll tell you, Chris Egan did a heck of a job of making the read over there and coming over and making that play because he was wide open.
Yeah.
Safety came over, made a nice adjustment to it.
Yes. Yeah, safety made an excellent play on that, unfortunately. So we're down to 18 seconds. It's 3rd and 10 from the 36. Swain again in shotgun formation.
You're dropping back into
Good
coverage,
pressure,
not blitzing.
Good protection once again. Swain's got to roll around. He's buying some more time. He wants to throw it. He just throws that one out of bounds.
Swain's pass is incomplete.
That's going to bring up a 4th down with just 9 seconds to go.
You got one timeout left for Medfield, and I wouldn't be afraid to actually throw in the middle of the field. Maybe try to get a field goal here, or at least get them to move the chains. You've got the one timeout. You don't necessarily have to work the sidelines at this point with 9 seconds left,
Right.
as long as you don't take a sack. Why not? Why not throw it down the middle of the field? They're going. Yep, there we go.
Yep, Medfield is going to go for it. It's 4th down, 4th and 10. Looks like Mark Hostovsky in the backfield. Pass goes to
The
Drew
trick play
Darley.
here.
Pitches it to Hostovsky. Can't quite get around the outside. Nice idea.
Midfield is stopped. Turnover on down.
Abington's going to take over on downs. They're going to have one shot with 3 seconds left here in the half. You know, I liked what they were thinking. Didn't really set up the way we'd hoped.
No, and I think, again, Abington's pretty spread out at that point. With 9 seconds left, what they don't want to give up is the long pass. So they've got them spread pretty wide. That was covered very well by Abington.
Calls the timeout.
You know, I got to say, when I covered the Chicken Bowl 2 weeks ago, the freshman game, the freshmen ran a hook and ladder play. And it was very impressive because the receiver made the catch, turned and pitched the ball, and the other receiver came running down the field. It's very exciting.
When they work, they're powerful. If you can catch, especially, again, harder against teams that are well coached, well disciplined, as I think both of these teams are, as they've proven by the fact that they're here. They're still standing here in late November.
Look who's going in coverage.
In fact, they've called Randy Moss in from Medfield to stand at the goal line just in case for that long.
Medfield has dropped their secondary back 25 yards.
Looks like that motion.
Lots of room to work with. Percolis got time. That ball's complete.
Oh.
Incomplete. Batted around in the air, and that's going to do it for the first half as the Warriors take a 6-0 lead in the first half of this MIAA tournament game.
Really, Pete, I think we've seen a different Medfield team, but, underneath the opening it up a little bit more, what you did see is some consistent themes. You saw a Medfield team that has a lot of weapons that can hurt you. We saw from Luke Swain, this is so far his game to shine, both running and throwing the ball. He's thrown the ball extremely well. I haven't seen him throw, such a tight spiral. He's hitting, the out patterns extremely well. The long ball, there have been a couple of times where that ball's in position. It's not fluttering. It's he's thrown it well. Abington made the one nice play, and as you and I, as umpires, we thought that other one was a pass interference. So, this first half, you saw the athleticism, you saw the intelligence, and you also saw an offensive and defensive line. They're doing a heck of a job.
Yeah, I'd have to go along with that. The defensive line has done a tremendous job tonight. They've played well all season. They are sort of the older group, if you would, on this team. But the defensive front seven has done a heck of a job. And as you said, Luke Swain is having the game of the season tonight.
Well, we'll go over some of the stats when I have a chance to do some fast math, but at least in perusing them quickly, you're looking at a Medfield defense that has held what both the Herald and the Globe picked to be a winning team, Abington, because of their offense, holding them to 22 yards total rushing offense and 26 yards passing. And as I'm counting this real fast, we're looking at 9 passes incomplete and only 3 completed. So looking at a 3 for 12, basically holding them. The secondary doing a great job. Line staying at home. Pretty nice half for the Medfield defense, I would have to say.
Yeah, I think all in all, we should be very pleased. I'm sure the coaches are pleased with the way that defense has played and the fact that Medfield was able to get up on top late in the second quarter and go ahead and score. So with the score 6-0 at the end of the first half, just to remind you, you're watching Medfield TV.